Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see what precious jewels of wisdom Rinpoche has to share with us tonight. We're in the chapter called The Roots of Happiness and Suffering. Four kinds of obscurations keep us from perceiving our nature. The first is intellectual obscuration, or duality. The belief that self, other, and everything that happens between them actually exist. The second obscuration are the 5 poisons of the mind. By following the push and pull of attachment and aversion, we create the third type of obscuration, karma. The fourth obscuration, habit, consists of the mental and emotional patterns established and reinforced by karma and mind's poisons. And this is carried over from one life to the next. If we remove these 4 obscurations, we uproot the causes of suffering. There are 3 basic kinds of suffering. The first is the suffering of change. Although we would like to be in control of every circumstance, this is impossible. Things change all the time. One day, we're ready for retirement. The next, we lose everything we own in the stock market and have to go back to work. The second is suffering upon suffering. No matter how bad things are, they can always get worse. You're sick. On top of that, you wreck your car. Then the phone company turns your phones off, even though you've paid the bill. There are actually no limits to this kind of suffering. The third is all-pervasive suffering. This is the suffering that permeates our experience like oil permeates the sesame seed. We don't see the oil until the seed is squeezed. Whenever we are squeezed by circumstances, the oil of suffering arises. All beings in every realm suffer according to the degree and kind of confusion producing their reality. Whatever poisons predominate in their minds will determine the nature of their existence. Those whose minds are filled with virtue, mixed with various poisons, experience themselves as human beings. The minds of animals are characterized by mental dullness, their lives typified by suffering we can easily imagine or directly observe. Beings with even stronger mental poisons inhabit realms of much greater misery that are difficult for us to even talk about or comprehend. These realms cannot be located in space or proven to be true. Except for the human and the animal realms, we cannot directly perceive them. Yet, neither can we deny their existence, because to the beings who suffer, the experience is very real, just as the appearances of a nightmare seem real to us. Our dreams may unfold as nightmarish experiences of violence, but as soon as we wake up, we realize that nothing actually happened. They didn't ultimately exist, yet we cannot deny their vivid display. Nobody deliberately designed these torturous scenarios to make us suffer. They arose as projections of our mind, manifestations of anger. If anger repeatedly fills the mind, it will eventually permeate our reality, and sooner or later we will experience what we can call hell. In the same way, all the realms of samsara are manifestations of the mind's poisons or positive qualities. A spiritually realized person perceives everything as a pure land, a reflection of their mind's purity, whereas a being with extremely negative karma perceives his environment as hell. I've seen people in hospitals screaming, "They're torturing me, they're burning me, they're trying to kill me." Although we don't share their experience, it is nevertheless their reality. Once I actually met a woman who believed her hair was constantly catching on fire. Of course, nobody else could see the fire. Such people, whom we think of as insane, are being tortured by the delusional experiences of their minds. If we put a toxic substance in the water supply, it will contaminate the water. Similarly, flooding the mind with poison, such as hatred, will alter our reception of reality. And if a group of people share the same predominant mental poisons, they will experience the same group reality. During the time of the Buddha, a man from a different world system came to receive teachings from him. He commented to Shariputra, one of Buddha's disciples, "How marvelous this Buddha's Pure Land is! What extraordinary qualities it has!" Shariputra replied, "There's nothing so special about it. It's just an ordinary land, an ordinary place." The being replied, "No, this is an amazing Pure Land." So they went to the Buddha to ask who was right. And the Buddha replied, "This is true. This is my Pure Land. It has extraordinary qualities, but most people do not have the merit to see them because of their own obscurations."